What is going on? I'm Bang Totaku, and this is the 5th arc of Bleach, the Mundo sneak arc. Although they're not very sneaky, but I digress. Let's get into it. Ukiura and Yami go to see Aizen. He says that the Hokyoku is at about 50%, and he makes a new Arrancar named Wonderwise. Aizen gives Ukiura a mission to do, and he can choose anyone to go with him, and Aizen asks Grimmjow to go along as well. They make their way to the human world. Once there, Grimmjow, who is now the Arrancar number 12, makes his way to look for Ichigo. In the Soul Society, Rukia and Orihime are training together, and in the world of the living, Ichigo has only managed to get about 10 seconds of holification, and then tries to leave after sensing that the Arrancars are back. Shinji eventually lets him go, and he runs into Grimmjow. Renji and Chad go to leave, but Urahara stops them, saying he will go in their place. Rukia and Orihime make their way back to the human world, with Rukia going first. Toshiro and group are having problems with the Espada number 6, who has released his true form. Then Urahara shows up, and he starts to fight Yami. Eventually, Toshiro is able to freeze Arrancar 6. Ichigo holifies and goes on the offensive, but it doesn't last long, and Grimmjow counters. Ichigo tries to holify again, but is unable to. This time, Rukia comes to his rescue and tries to freeze him using her Shikai. He points a Seto right at her face point blank, but is stopped by Shinji. He holifies, they start to clash, and then he shoots a Seto at Grimmjow, knocking him out of the sky. Grimmjow goes to release his true form, but is stopped by Ukiura, saying that the mission is complete, and they all leave. Little bit of backtracking. Jurichi has gotten the portal ready for Orihime to make her way back to the world of the living. Unfortunately, she is intercepted by Grimmjow. He tells her to come with him and he will spare her friends' lives. He gives her a bracelet that will hide her spiritual pressure from all but the Espada. Then he tells her she can say goodbye to one person, and she chooses Ichigo. Old Man Yama calls a meeting the next day, and everybody finds out about Orihime's disappearance. He tells Toshiro's team to go back to the Soul Society with the threat of force with Byakuya and Kenpachi. Then he tells Ichigo that the Soul Society will not help him, and he is not to go to try to get Orihime back, to stay in Karakura Town and wait for the upcoming battle. Ichigo doesn't listen. He goes to Urahara, who knew he would come. Uryu and Chad are there waiting for him. Chad's powers have evolved, and Uryu has gotten his powers back. The three make their way to Mundo. Orihime is brought before Aizen, and he tells her to heal Grimmjow's arm. She does, and then he tells her to heal the 6 on his back. Grimmjow then kills the other 6 Espada. On the way there, they ask Uryu why he's there, since he had an agreement with his father. Basically, Uryu found a loophole. Then it cuts to Uryu and Ichigo's dad, who apparently know each other from Soul Reaper Quincy stuff. Team Ichigo makes it to Mundo. Aizen and company know that they're there. They run into two Arrancar, and Chad and Uryu show off their new powers and move on. They make it outside into a sandy wasteland, and in the distance they see Las Noches. In Las Noches, we get to see the 10 Espada, and Aizen tells them not to do anything and wait till Ichigo's group reaches the palace. Team Ichigo starts to run towards the palace, and they meet 3 Arrancar named Nel, Pesce, and Dondachaka. They all run into the Guardian of the White Sand, and right as they're about to be swallowed up, they're saved by Rukia and Renji. Then Nel tells the group that she can get them to Las Noches. They arrive, bust a hole in the wall, and as they're about to separate, Nel guilts Ichigo into bringing her along with him. They get to a room with 5 separate pathways, and the group decides to part ways. Ichigo runs into Arrancar 103, Dordani, who is actually a Privarona Espada, which is an Espada that has lost its place among the full Espada. And he starts getting his ass beat because he doesn't want to go full power, and then because Dordani releases his true form. And with Aizen, he shows Orihime the Hokyoku, and she decides that she will use her powers to erase it. And that's the Mundo sneak. No anime or no manga. They pretty much stayed true to the manga in this one, so next will be the Fierce Fight arc.